Aviation Aircraft is preparing to start flight testing Alice, its new all-electric regional airliner in the U.S. En route to its U.S. base in Prescott, Arizona, the Israeli startup company brought its full-scale prototype of the 9-seat, all-composite design to the Paris Air Show in June, and announced a double-digit launch order for the $4 million aircraft from U.S. operator Cape Air. Aviation expects the path to FAA Part 23 type certification to take between 24 and 30 months after Alice achieves its first flight before the end of 2019, allowing for entry into service by the end of 2022. It is said to be the first Part 23 all-electric aircraft, and the first with full fly-by-wire controls. The manufacturer, which says it is fully funded through the start of series production, believes that Alice will clearly establish the business case for using electrically powered aircraft for commercial flights.
The speed is 240 knots at 10,000 feet. The plane is going to be certified first as an unpressurized cabin, but the plane is built for pressurization, so we expect about a year after the TC to have an STC for the pressurized version. Pressurized version will go all the way up to 32,000 feet, and at 30,000 we're at 265 knots, so it's a fairly fast aircraft. I would say turboprop performance, but the cost of operations is really the key selling point here. The Alice is about $200 a flight hour in direct operating cost. That includes everything, the battery reserve, energy, whatever consumables you have, the prop reserves, the works. Compared to a turboprop, that's not even 20% of the cost of an hour. Compared to the older, slower pistons, we're still at roughly half or 40% the cost. It's really a paradigm shift in the way we do the math, in the way these things have their economical viability analyzed.
Aviation also believes that Alice performance characteristics will quickly convince both passengers and pilots that all-electric flying is a force for good.
It's going to be amazing to fly for the pilots. A lot of redundancies and also a lot of cool features that you really can't get anywhere else. For example, you can trade efficiency for silence. Because electric motors give you a very, very wide torque band, we can do both RPM control and pitch control on these systems, and then spin the props a bit slower, get a quieter, let's say, takeoff or a quieter cruise just by changing the pitch correctly, because you're close to a residential area or over something and you want to be more quiet. Another interesting feature for the pilot, especially with this unique tall tail seater, if you will, a lot of people are talking to us about the crosswind effects of what's going to happen with these pushers at the wingtip, what's going to happen with the pusher at the tail. What we can do, because we have those wingtip propellers and because we have this very, very high frequency control of the propulsion system, we can do differential thrust for yaw. So it's not only differential thrust. If you put your foot in, the control surfaces at the tail will move, but the idea is that the computer will take care of your yaw corrections in a way that fits your stage of flight. So when you approach and there is a crosswind, you want to come to a landing, you can do differential thrust and actually compensate for that crosswind without doing a banked approach, without putting your wing into the wind. This is a very, very different way to fly a plane. It feels better for the pilot. It definitely feels better for the passenger that doesn't need to do all sorts of roller coaster maneuvers. And this was really in the heart of what we were trying to design. This plane was built for a smoother, crisper ride for the passenger.
Several leading aerospace suppliers are involved in the groundbreaking program, including Honeywell, which is providing the fly-by-wire flight controls, and Bendix King with its AeroView avionics suite. The first Alice prototype is powered by 3 260-kilowatt Siemens electric motors fitted with hard cell variable pitch propellers, one on each wingtip and one fitted to the tail. Magnix is offering an alternative motor system for the aircraft. Italy's Magnaghi Aeronautica has provided the landing gear, and France's Carbomon Group produced the lightweight composite airframe. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Also, visit ainonline.com and check out our e-newsletters for all the latest on the aviation industry.
I'm ready. Are you ready, Albert? Is the tips not done? Looks shiny.
We've started this whole project back in February of 2019, so about a year and a half ago. The Flying V is a new aircraft configuration. The fuselage and the wing are integrated in one body, and that means that the airplane consumes less fuel than a conventional tube and wing aircraft. The scaled model has been designed not only to demonstrate that the Flying V can indeed fly, but also that we can actually do a test with it. We can make maneuvers with the airplane and then measure the response of the airplane. So in that sense, it's really a scientific vehicle that we use to perform tests with.
We do plan to have hopefully a few flights today, so that we can at least get some useful data that we can go back and analyze and also plan further flight tests.
Yeah, it's getting a little tenser towards that moment of first flight, absolutely. And I know the whole team is feeling that.
It's sunny and there's a light breeze, so it looks like it's the perfect conditions actually for the flight. We've done all of the checks that we need to do. I'm confident in the pilot, and he's calm. And if he's calm, then I'm calm.
There's one particular feature of this plane that's very unconventional. If we are exceeding a certain angle of attack, then there's a sudden nose-up pitching moment. So it's becoming unstable.
Yes, get some throttle. Yeah.
Right side, yes. Yes, left side also. I'm ready.
Are you ready, Albert? Yes, we are ready. Five, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 20, 22.
In the air. I continue.
Yes, baby. 24, 25, 28, 33, batteries are at 80, and you're currently at 6 degrees. It's a bit heavy. Moving back, clear. Speed is good, speed is high and good. It's been 2 years of intense, stressful work to reach this moment, and then to have it confirmed that it flies, all of that hard work. It was worth putting in all of the hours, making sure everything's correct and built properly, built accurately, and it pays off. I think we're all happy that we succeeded and achieved the goal of flying the Flying V.
And that was only about 5 years ago. So we sort of took that as a challenge. Can we make an airplane that has electric motors and batteries actually work?
After looking at hundreds of ideas, one concept emerged as potentially viable and desirable. The team calls it Sugar Volt.
Sugar Volt is really similar to what people do with hybrid electric cars. We have an engine that will operate on a combination of electrical power or conventional jet fuel. So it plugs into at the airport, charges its batteries up, flies its mission.
Sugar stands for Subsonic Ultra-Green Aircraft Research. Volt suggests that it would be driven, at least in part, by electricity. The Sugar Volt concept has twin engines that burn fuel in each engine's core when great power is needed, such as takeoffs. Then, to enable portions of the flight to be made with lower or even zero emissions, it would use electricity to supplement or even replace power to the turbofans.
We're looking out to the 2030 to 2050 timeframe. The goals that we're working to in the Sugar study are to reduce the amount of fuel burn by approximately 70% compared to what airplanes do today. And along with that, also be quieter and reduce the environmental impact of air transportation.
The Sugar Volt's long wings are designed for greater lift and less drag, so the aircraft would not only be more fuel efficient, it would have shorter takeoffs and generate less noise. To save space on the ground, the wings would also be designed to fold, allowing use of the same airport gates that exist today.
The Sugar Volt airplane combines a whole suite of technologies together. It includes advanced aerodynamics, it has a better wing, it has a higher span wing that's more efficient, it has better propulsion. But what the Sugar Volt adds is it adds a hybrid electric approach. We're defining the future of commercial air transportation.